So hello, Teaquilters. I hope everybody is having a great Saturday. I am just coming into this room just in time. I had a lot to do. So let me get chat up here. We got 46 people in here already. That's pretty good. So people love to see where people spend their money, right? I'm going to go ahead and pin Dorsey's messages up at the top. So thank you, Dorsey, for doing that every week. So, yeah, just giving people a minute to get in for the notification since I'm coming in here right on time. So, see the numbers going up slowly. So, and Dorsey is here. Let me read Dorsey's message. She says, remember to give Tia a thumbs up. So if you haven't already, go out and hit the thumbs up button and come back in, or minimize your screen and hit the thumbs up button and come on back in. And then she says to subscribe and then hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm live or whenever I upload a video. And then she says, we're here to have fun. Hit the bell so you get notifications when Tia is here. Happy quilting. So welcome, everybody. Today is April 29th, 2023. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. On Saturdays, I normally have sewing chats where I'm sewing, actively sewing and chatting with you guys. Today, since I just went to the AQS show in Paducah, Kentucky, I decided I would do my haul today. Please note on the hauls, I'm not endorsing anybody to buy anything at any time. I don't want anybody to buy things that you can't afford or can't pay off or got to pay interest on, because that changes the whole price index of what you're paying for it at that point. So just know that I'm doing this haul. Some of it is business related, some of it is personal related. So I just want you all to be aware. All of it is quilting related. Okay. So I'm not endorsing anybody buy any of these products. I think I saw Joanne Parker, but I can't see her comment. Let me see if I can minimize this. If Dorsey's comment will go back up. Nope, I still can't see it. We got Kenneshaw M, Joanne Parker. I do see it. Good evening, everyone. I pray that you are doing well. Melody Kiefer's here. Said she paid the rent at the door. Oh my gosh. I deleted somebody's message. Woo-wee. View deleted message. And then I say, let me view it, and it won't let me see it. So whoever was under Melody, I'm sorry, I'm not going to see your comment. It's next one is Joan E. Hi, everyone had to come and see the haul. Linda Denton is here. June Hansen, Beverly Akins. Let's see. Sandra Oldham. Sparkly Al 43. So welcome to the channel. I don't think I've ever seen that name before. Welcome to the channel. Judy Hebert saying hi from Georgia. Jean Brittham in Kept in Stitches says hello, Teaquilts and everyone. Hello and welcome to the chat as well. Carrie Richards, Kevin the Quilter saying hi to everybody. Kathy Klein, hello from Decatur, Illinois. Nice to meet you and Kevin in Paducah. Yes, we had fun. It was different for me this time. It was a weird experience, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Celia Swain is here saying hello. Francis Jackson, Judy Freely, welcome as well. Nita Gaskin, welcome. Bonita Nance, Helen Finaldi, Clay Ottermeyer says hello from Teajuana, Canada, from Clayton and Liz. So welcome to the chat. Appreciate you putting in a comment. Mertha R also is new. Said $1,000. I can't wait to see the goodies. It's so funny when you look at it later. It's like, is that all? Barbara Heron. Let me see. It skipped on me. Mangel from Rapid City, South Dakota. Janice Miller. Jason Lewis, who was also in the car with Kevin and I. Eager to see your treasures. Francis says, let's see your damage. Right. I spent over $1,000 Miss T at the mini Amish shop hop in Ohio last week. There's this Amish store in Iowa that I go to, and I could easily spend $1,000 in just that one store. Lizette Zayas, Kevin, Shirley Peters, Vivian Calvi, Wash Your Hands, Remo JS, also reminding people to hit the thumbs up button to show your love and support. Thank you, Ms. Remo. Wash Your Hands hitting that thumbs up too. Joe Cormel of Quilts by Cormels. Staying up to 3 a.m. in Germany to see this haul. Oh my God. I saw you were having fun, girl. I said, you everywhere. Elaine Doucette, she works hard and she plays hard. Kim R. And Beverly Elaine's reminding people to also hit the thumbs up. And then Sheila Willis just came in and says she saw the live from Paducah. Yeah, we were in the Hancocks of Paducah on one of the lives. Sparky says, I saw you at, thank you for the welcome. I started watching you a couple years ago, but this is the only third live I have watched in real time. I did get to see your sweet granddaughter in the last one. Yeah. I told my daughter she needs to watch that video, but she hasn't watched it yet. I said, ooh, wee. That was something else. Blackbird's here. Lori Anderson, Stitching Crazy. Welcome to the channel as well. Said this is her first time live. I watch replays normally, so thank you for coming in. Hey, Portia, also known as Jason. I was Hancock's. That's Joe Cormel. Leah Bryant's here. Darcy's is welcoming to new people here tonight. Have fun with us. Yes, we are a very close-knit community. If you all are in any other quilting communities, you got some of the same people that go around through the communities. I love the people that are in my quilting chats. So you all are awesome. Right, Portia with the eye. And Miss Topaz just came in. So we're going to be missing a whole lot of people coming in. So I'm not going to be, please don't take it personal if I miss your name. It's a lot. I got a lot. I want to talk a little bit about Paducah. I do have a couple of things that I did get that I hadn't shown you because I was waiting for other stuff. When I had a larger haul, I guess this is it now. I just have a couple of things here. And Paducah started out just as crazy as ever. As usual, whenever I got something to do, you all know that I go to bed at 5 a.m. I sleep from 5 to about 11 to 12 noon. And so when I got somewhere to go, I'm trying to go to bed early. I had prepared myself to go to bed early. Of course, I was up all night. So I laid in the bed from 10 until maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock when I fell asleep. And then, of course, I'm wanting to go in deep sleep mode when I'm supposed to get up at 5 a.m., right? So it started out where I didn't get, but probably an hour to an hour and a half of like real sleep. So I was already slap happy. And then we also had a previous issue. Jason's job was trying to keep him from going to the quilt show. He was like, Kevin and I was like, we're not having that. We're going to the quilt show. So we got everybody situated to get to this quilt show. And we get there. We got there about 8:30 in Kentucky. We left at 6 a.m. Wasn't a lot of traffic, which was good. We had just one small section of construction, which was good. That lasted a long time. And that was good. So we had a good drive. We have about a 2.5. It's really about 2 hours, 45 minutes if you GPS it. But just going like 2 or 3 miles over the speed limit, you'll get there in 2.5 hours from my location. So it doesn't take us long to get there. That's why we actually do Paducah in one day. And the first thing we did was we always get something to eat, because since we get up at 6, it's like, who's cooking at 5 to leave and go out of town by 6? So we always first stop and get something to eat. And then, because last year Hancock's of Paducah is no longer staying open the late hours that they used to. They used to close an hour or two after the show closed. So we missed it last year, and Kevin really wanted to go last year, and we didn't go. We went through to Murray, Kentucky on another visit, but it was on a Monday and they were closed. So we want to make sure that we got to the quilt show. Hey, Steve Kaufman. Hello. I don't know who else has come in, but welcome everybody that's coming in. I see the chat rolling. Sheila D from California. And yeah, hopefully you all are talking to each other. But so the first stop that we did was we went to Hancock's of Paducah. So we wanted to make sure that we didn't miss that. So, hey, Tom Whittick, Eckery, he says, can't wait to hear all about the shenanigans when you and Kevin and Jason do Paducah. Yeah. So we went in there first, and Jason had never been, although I learned a little tidbit about him, but I'm not going to put his stuff out here because it's not for me to tell his stuff. But it was interesting, but he had never been to Hancock's of Paducah. And in the car, I was explaining how, of all the Hancocks, and we had quite a few of them in the St. Louis area, the Hancocks of Paducah had always been the cleanest one, the neatest one. They tend to get stuff put back on the shelves pretty fast. The floors always clean. That's always been my pet peeve with Hancock, was that the floors were always dirty. Like nobody wanted to get a broom. So I was telling him that. And so we get there. He was amazed at how big it is. And I said, wait a minute now, they do have a section in the back of the warehouse that they do let customers come in. It's normally where they have all their kits and their pre-cuts. And so we started in that section because it was so overwhelming when we first walked in. I said, okay, let's just go to the warehouse and we'll show you that part first. And so we walked and looked at all the kits. I ended up picking up a Tula Pink kit. It was $159.99. I think it was $159.99 or $149.99, whatever it was. And then of course you got to pay shipping. So I decided, let me go online and see if because it's over $100. I go, they'll ship that to me for free. And so I went online to go purchase the kit online, and I don't have that kit here. And it was actually $129.99. Okay. So, and no shipping and no sales tax. So I went ahead and purchased that online. So that's coming to me that I don't have to show you. It's the piney quilt, the one that has all the different colored pineapples in it. So that's the one that I got. I felt like for the amount of yardage that they said was in the kit, that it was cheaper. Her fabrics are $14 a yard. And so I felt like it was cheaper. Her fabrics are $13.99, which is $14 a yard, what most people are selling them at. And so I felt like it was cheaper for me to just buy the kit, whether I did the pineapples or not. I do have a pineapple pattern that we used at a Gill optional block one year, so I didn't have to necessarily buy it for the pattern. I do have some Tula Pink fabric, but it's mostly from one of her older collections, and I do still like them, but I just wanted some updated fabrics that I like. I'm not a true Tula Pink fan. Like, I don't like every line that she comes out with, and it's just some of them are too graphic for me, and I don't know how I want to use those. And so I just choose not to be a total follower, but I just kind of keep, my eye, cracked open a little bit to see what's going on with Tula, but I'm not like one of her true followers that buys every line even before it comes out. But I did like the pineapple quilt with her fabrics. So, hey, Santiago Jacara from Brazil. Jana Rio. And Steve says, I agree with you on that. Yeah, so I like more of the stuff that I can use more tone-on-tone-ish way of Tula and not all the big graphic things, because I already got caves. I got my African prints. I don't need to be with another collector that I'm getting stuff that I've got to use in fussy cut for the most part. So I like her more solid colors or tone-on-tone-ish lines. So, so that's coming to me. Let me show you this stuff up here first before I start showing you stuff down there about the quilt show. Let's see. I'm gonna be honest. For some reason, as I was like, even when the day or two before AQS, and I've been to a lot of quilt shows, but for some reason, when I woke up, for some reason, I just wasn't feeling looking at a lot of quilts for some reason. In my head, it was shopping mode, although I've been saying I don't want to spend a whole lot of money because I'm in the process of trying to save funds for a she shed and then get it finished, have insulation and finished walls so that I can use it as my cutting area for my African kit. Well, it's going to be more than African print kits in the future. That's why I need the space so that I can have a place where I can sort fabrics for my kits, and then I can leave them. I can close the door. Don't have to worry about anything moving. You know, I use my long arm and my big board now. And if I'm going over more than one day, it's very difficult for me to do any other work if I've got the kit pieces laying everywhere. So that's the point of me getting a shed so that I can use it as a cutting place. So I was trying not to spend money. I spent, well, yeah, I spent like $970 something in product. And I probably have, like, by the time I add in food and all of that kind of stuff, I didn't pay for gas. I drove my car. Well, my car went down there. I drove down there. Kevin drove back. And so Jason and Kevin actually paid for gas. So I didn't have gas expense. So by the time I got through, I spent $1,000 on stuff that I wasn't supposed to be spending. Okay. But anyway, let me show you this. I do scrapbook as well. And I never showed you, and I don't even have the other piece in here because it came separate. But I do Crafter's Companion. I have their Gemini, and they came out with a Gemini 2. I don't have the Gemini 2. But what I did want to do is try their new plates. So they have new plates now. I've been hearing mixed reviews already about these plates. So I don't know if these are going to be good or not. But these two are the same, I think. These three have changed. And this plastic is now got some kind of protection on it. So, and it came in a case. And so I just wanted to show you that I got that. Eventually, I am going to make another card. I haven't made any greeting cards in about 2 or 3 years now. And that was $55 for the whole set with the bag. So that wasn't bad. It's just something that I had sitting. It was from last month's craft special. And I think a scrapbooking session is coming up on Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Central Time. So whatever time that is for you elsewhere, they'll be doing it again. Because I know some of us, we do more than one craft. The next thing I got was, we had, I've shown you all this alpaca mat where I've had the lady who makes them. I'm blocking her name. I'm sure Kevin knows her name, but she's with, you don't even really need to know her name because it's alpaca fiber. No, what a view farm. I'm sorry. What a view farm. And is AH. And they're in Ashland, Missouri. Well, she was at our Gill this month. And I do have her 15 by 15 mat that she sent to me. So I just wanted to buy a different mat. And I do have to tell you, I don't use it here, and that's why I got this size so that I can put it here. This is does it have a size on it? It's about a 9 by 12 maybe, something like that. And she makes this size for travel. And so she's got her information here. But what I do like about these is they don't smell, because I purchased the horse mats. They stink. And I've gotten a few wool mats that I've had to work the smell out of. But this mat being in this pack, it does not smell. And even when you press on it, it doesn't smell. And the amount of material that she uses to make the mat this thick is amazing. She did a presentation where she was showing us how much she used on each layer that she was felt in. And then she did that like 3 or 4 times. It was like the felt was up to here to come all the way down to this. It was amazing. And so now I understand why felted things cost so much money, because it doesn't look like that in here, but that's what they have to do. It's amazing. And I think this one was right around $25, somewhere between $25 and $30 for this mat size. And then I bought some of her scraps. And the reason why I bought these was because she was selling these just where she had just rolled them up like this. And she did it really tight and kept one end even. And then instead of making like a felted pin cushion, she just tacked them down as she was rolling, just, tacks, not being like a whole lot of stitches. There was not a lot of stitches showing. And she just tacked it down. And then she could use this as a pin cushion, or you could also use it as a dryer ball if you wanted to. But they're already felted. You just have to roll them up and do whatever it is you're going to do. And I think it was like $10 for 2 or 3 pieces, depending on the size. And I had 3 pieces, and I had 2 pieces because I felt like these were a pretty good size. And she said, you need 2 or 3 more pieces. So I just went and got 2. And so this is neat. One other thing while we're doing this, because one of these I'm going to send to somebody as a door prize. So how to enter the door prize that's going to happen, because it's going to be some other things I'm going to be giving away too, is that on the outside in the comments section, you need to leave a comment under this video. And then on Wednesday, I'm just going to do a random poll of the comments and pick a winner. And then you can make your own dryer ball and or pin cushion. And I moved it. I had a wool pin cushion here. I just moved it. I really did. I didn't even realize I moved it. And I'm like stuck in here with all this stuff. And I got on my pajamas. I don't know what I did with it. I just moved it. It's amazing how fast we can forget where we put something. It was sitting right here and I moved it so it wouldn't fall. And now I don't know where I put it. But anyway, you can make your own. So I'll send you one of these pieces so you can make one for yourself. So one of these will be in the door prize. Hi, Ann Tantrum. Sharon Lewis. Let me know how the Gemini plates work out. I have a Gemini. Yeah. I tend to buy stuff because it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money you have to spend, and then stuff doesn't work. At least I can get to write it off by doing YouTube and doing videos with stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I test stuff out. I don't necessarily, if it doesn't work, it's fine. I don't get mad at it. I just report whether it works or not. So Hancock's of Paducah, back to that. So we go in there. The place is huge. Normally, it's only one Hancock's in our area that was small, but normally the Hancock's that were by us were all huge stores. But for some reason, this store looks even bigger plus you can, when you go into the warehouse side, you can see how big the warehouse is too. But this building is very huge. One thing I have to say about Hancock staff, if you all saw the little video where we were showing you just part of Hancock, because that you couldn't even see the back wall in that video. If you saw that video, they had a lot of people in there. And think about quilters in there from all week, because some of the vendors go down early to set up. Some people go and spend the entire week so that they're not having to worry about incoming traffic. They got their hotel room for a week. And those people are in and out of the local quilt stores before the quilt show even happened. So all week from Tuesday through Saturday, this place is jam-packed with quilters. And every staff that I met in that Hancock's of Paducah was awesome. Nobody looked frustrated. Nobody was irritated. There were some quilters who were acting up more than the people who were acting up. But, and you know, you got to have patience. And the amazing thing is the checkout went so long. The lines for checkout was long when you look at it, but we weren't in that line 15, 20 minutes because they had 6 checkouts. They are very organized. They fast in cutting. They were fast in checking us out. I have never had that happen in any quilt store that I've ever been in. The number of people that were in this store and how fast we got cut. Matter of fact, there were some times where Jason and I don't know if it happened to Kevin, but Jason and I had 3 people cutting for us at one time. Okay, that's how fast they were cutting. They didn't have any other customer to cut for. They had 2 and 3 people cutting one person's order when you had a large cart of stuff. Hey, Janet Mackerel. So, and Mama Harding, welcome to the channel. Marguerite Kane, the dryer ball is a neat craft to make. Yes, so I'm going to include one of these in the drawing. So make sure that you put a comment outside this video. I'm not sure if you can do it now and come back in, or if you have to wait till the video uploads. I'm not sure. So when I first went in there, and I remember I've already spent $129 that's being shipped to my house. So I bought a few things, and it wasn't a whole lot. And this one, I have to put this on Jason. This one was Jason's fault. Can't put this one on Kevin. When we were in the car, we were talking about particular fabric lines that we might be looking for. And I was saying that I wanted to look for, I had liked this designer that was with Riley Blake. And so Jason told me about this other designer, Ruby Star Society. I'm trying to see if her name's on any of this fabric. Rashida Coleman Hale. That's her name. So I ended up buying some of her fabric, and I'm going to start with the prints. Now, let's see. This stuff was not on sale, so I bought this to support a particular designer. And I didn't even see it. He told me about it in the car, but when we were in the store, Jason actually saw it, and he says, "Here's her line right here." And so I went and bought a couple of prints. So I picked these 2 prints right here, just to get 2 prints. And I have no idea what I'm going to make with them. I bought 2 yards each. So this is, I don't know if it's got a name on here, Linear. It's going to be okay. That's what's on this one with the people. Look like ballerinas or tumblers or gymnastics people. And let's see if there's I've already shown you. It's just saying linear, it's going to be. So they just must have numbers on them. So there's no identifying numbers. But they had this in other colorways too, but I just had to pick one colorway and stick with it. So then I needed a background fabric, and they had some other lights that I could have chosen. But I chose this one because, again, it has people on it. I tend to like fabrics with people and eyes, things like that, weird stuff, I guess. But I do like this one. So whatever I make, it's going to be the background. So I bought 2 yards of all of this. And then this is my accent color. I just got to find something I want to make with it. And this time, I don't necessarily mind that it's not going to be a scrappy quilt. I actually, even though these are dark fabrics for me, the fact that they got pink highlights in it helps me to like the fabric line. I could have got this in pink, but I actually liked it better in the dark colors. And Jason, he's very artistic, and he says that he would have bought this in teal. They had this in teal. He said he would have bought that in teal to give it a pop. But I didn't have teal in my other fabrics, and I'm like, I just can't do it. So this is what I got. 8 yards of fabric. They were all $11.49 per yard. And I bought one other thing. So these 5 things I'm showing you were $171.49. So I'm going to put this back in the bag. I got one more item. It's the biggest purchase. This here I bought, this is a panel, and all it is these very large British flags. They're like, and they made them in pendants. And that's all that's in here. And it's 15 yards of this. Now, they were selling this. If you buy panels and they start cutting, they'll charge you $4.99. The bolt said it was $5.99, but it ended up being $4.99 a panel. But when you buy the whole bolt, they'll sell you the whole thing at $4.99 at 15 yards because they don't know how many panels are on here. So that's what we did. Let me make sure. Matter of fact, she charged me 14. Didn't even charge me. It says 15 yards on here, but she charged me 14. So she just had a typo. Let me make sure. Yeah. And so I ended up paying $70 for this fabric. I have a great idea of what I'm going to use it for. And then when I'm done, I'm going to use the rest of it as backing. But I got a great idea of how I want to use this. So that's why I bought this, but it's just British flags. I don't care about these flags. All I care about is, y'all already know, your girl loves color. And so that's what I was going for, was the color. So yeah, I can't wait to use this. So that's when we went to Hancock's, that was the order. So then we went to a place it just has a fabric sale, but we know that the store that owns it is Murray's. And they are located in Murray, Kentucky, which is a couple hours beyond Paducah, but they have a building in Paducah for the quilt show only. Whenever they have a quilt show, they have their stores open in Paducah, the store. And they have fabric that's cheaper than anywhere else. They had fabric for $7.99 a yard. And I could have sworn that last year it was a little cheaper, maybe $6.99 or $5.99. I can't remember which one it was. But this time it was $7.99. And because we had already been to Hancock's where we saw fabric at $3.99, $4.99, $5.99, we weren't impressed this time. We bought a lot of stuff out of there last year, or Kevin purchased a lot. I purchased just a few things. But because by the time we got to the store last, I was overwhelmed and tired. I don't shop very well when I'm tired, and so, or overwhelmed. So we were in the store maybe about 40 minutes, and then we just decided that we weren't going to buy anything. We were stuck on how cheap we were paying for fabric at Hancock's, other than me buying. I don't normally buy fabric that's not on sale, but in this case, I wanted to support a designer. So that's why I bought those 8 yards at regular price. And that was still lower probably than other places would have had it for 12 something a yard, $12.99 a yard. So I bought it at $11.49 a yard. So we then go ahead and head to the quilt show because we're not buying any fabric. I did buy quite a few things in there. The quilts were beautiful. I did record a little bit. I took a few pictures. I didn't do a whole lot of recording. This time at the quilt show, I just wanted to enjoy myself. I didn't need to see every quilt. I saw enough quilts to satisfy my need to see quilts. I do know that if I go to another show later in the year, that I'm probably going to see some of these quilts again, because people tend to put their quilts into all the shows. And then I really spend my time recording for the channel, and I hardly ever really get to do what I want to do at a quilt show. So I decided I wasn't going to look at every quilt. I looked at the ones I wanted to see, and we went into every area that had quilts. So it wasn't like we missed anything that we wanted to see. We just did quick walkthroughs. I didn't record everything because it takes even longer to record. The crowd was a good enough crowd. It wasn't like overwhelmingly packed, but it was packed enough that you had to say the excuse me's and turn sideways, that type of thing. I've been in Paducah at times where it was just a traffic jam, nobody going anywhere either direction. So I felt like it was at least maneuverable for the most part. There were a few times we got caught up in some traffic jams, but not like it normally would be. So what did I get from the vendors at the quilt show? Trying to make it so this boat don't fall. And then I'm just going to put this up here, over here. And we're going to talk about the vendors at the quilt show. AQS. Oh, okay. So the first thing that we had to do was pay to get in. And I left my button. They always give you a button if you're an AQS member. So most times I pay for my membership 2 or 3 years in advance, so I don't have to worry about doing that. And so I have to just go up there and show on my card so I can get a button to say that I'm an AQS member, because they change every year. But this year they gave me that button, and then this year they also gave out gifts. Now they stopped giving out gifts, so I was surprised to see that they had gifts. Sometimes they would have gifts, they hadn't had them in a while, so maybe they were happy to get back into get stuff back up and running, and people were donating stuff for them to give as to memberships. But this is from Wonderfield. It's got a coupon in here for 15% off your next purchase online. And then this is a thread collection. I had not even looked in here. I just put it in my bag. So it's got a black, white, yellow, teal blue, and hunter green. So this thread is 50 weight double gassed Egyptian cotton. And there are 200 meter spools, which is 219 yards, made by Wonderfield Specialty Threads. It's perfect for quilting, long arming, hand, and machine piecing. So that's what I wanted to see. Even though it was 50 weight, you have to have a manufacturer tell you it's okay to piece with thread, because sometimes it could be thicker than you think. So I'm going to put this back in here, this coupon. Y'all know I'm tending to stick with the same thread companies. Also included in there, and I just might add this as a door prize too. Somebody else can test it out. I normally test out stuff like that for you guys so you can see if you want to buy it or not. But in this case, I'm a Masterpiece and Arfield thread user, and I already know I'm not going to be probably going anywhere else unless I go to the organic thread that I had, which, you know, we'll see. I've only used it on one machine. And then we've got some Orvis paste. A sample, the original, gentle and bright clean, ideal for cleaning horses, sheep, pets, quilts, writing wear, and delicate fabric. So this is a single-use pack. And then AQUilt gave us some pre-cut things here, and we can make some flying geese. They got a quilt block back here, the Dutchman's Puzzle, which it's not showing, but there's their logo. You all know I'm an affiliate of AQUilt. And it was funny because AQUilt also sponsored the show, and they had a bus. They had like a 15-passenger bus to transport people from different locations of the show activities. And they called it the Go Bus. I thought that was the Go Mini Bus. I thought that was really, really cute. And that was fun. So I will be donating that too, because I have plenty, and I'm going to keep this because, you know, I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to put this back in here in the bag so I know where we've covered it. All right. So I spent $58 for 2-year membership and entry into the quilt show. So that's where my $1,000 is going. Next thing up. Trying to make sure I get everything that I bought from this same vendor. All right. And you also get a show book from AQS. I just didn't put that out here. So you get a show book right here. Okay. I didn't even open it. And even when we were looking for stuff, I was still futzing around. We just accidentally find it. Too lazy for either one of us to pull a book out. Okay. All right. So the next thing, I've always seen Havel's sewing, and I've also heard of them from Nancy Notions. They were a sponsor of Nancy's Notions for many years. And this time, Kevin didn't know who they were, and I said, okay, well, let's go over there, because I normally avoid them, and because I know I don't want to buy the stuff. But I go over there, and what do? We buy the stuff. Okay. Kevin went and started talking to the lady, and of course Jason and I are listening, and she was saying, and so this is why I purchased. She says that they use medical grade steel to make their products, so their rotary cutter and their blades are all made. She said that you can get regular replacement blades if you want to, but all of their stuff is made with medical grade steel, and it's not going to rust. And so I said, okay, let's try it out. So the cutting there was fine. I'm gonna have to cut with this. I'm gonna open this up since we got 2 hours here anyway. Well, sort of, kind of, because we already 42 minutes in, right? So this is their 60 millimeter cutter. I do see that they got the oil on here like they should, so they do oil it. And it's a teal color. Let me let you see it. And one thing, I'm not sure if it's going to be a good or a bad thing yet, is that the release is back here. So if you lock it, you can't open it accidentally. And I don't know which position is locked or open, because I just took it out the pack, but I have a mini board here. So let's see. So it's locked. So it was open in the pack, and it does have a little lock on the back now that I'm looking at it in the light. And then it just presses and comes back up. What I'm not sure is when I hold my rotary cutter, if I have my finger out or not. And if I have my finger out, I have a feeling my finger is going to be up here where the lock is. Okay. And that's one of my concerns. And so I got a piece of fabric here because I wanted to cut with it and see how it's going to cut. So I got a 60 millimeter blade. I'm going to fold this into 6 and just see how it cuts through 6 layers of fabric. Okay, so it does cut pretty easy, and I'm not doing anything. My concern, again, is I have to make sure that my finger is up here and not back here. And I think I do keep my finger in that position. I just wasn't sure when I'm holding it, not cutting. So I'm hoping I'm going to be just doing some test cuts with these to see how this is going to work. I feel like these supplies can go into my she shed when I get it made. So even though I got plenty of stuff here already, I will be taking this stuff out there. So, because I'm going to need rotary cutters, I'm going to need rulers to stay out there, things like that. So, let me tell you the best part. So, like I said, I'll be giving you an update on that, on these products as I use them. So, let me lock this. The best part. We got the rotary cutter, the 60 millimeter cutter. It says cut fabric quickly, neatly, and precisely. Soft handle provides comfort over long periods of time. Cut a straighter line in with scissors for both right and left-handed users. SKS7 high quality blade. Recommended use with cutting mat and quilting ruler. Fits your hand perfectly for cutting various sewing, quilting, and crafting projects. Okay. Then they gave us a pack of refills that was included with this, a 3-pack, $25. Okay. I was like, really? Okay, I'll try that out for $25. Just for walking over to their booth, they gave us one of their plastic handle rippers. This is like a blade ripper. I've used these before, not this particular kind. I've had the little small ones that are kind of sky baby blue. And I hate that the handle wasn't long. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. The handle is longer. So then Jason was asking her about replacement blades for this because apparently he must have got one before. And so she says there are no replacement blades. What they do for these, this is just a one-time use, but they do have one in a metal, and then it comes with the replacement blades. And I think it was like $9. I don't have the receipt because some of the people just sent us the receipts. Everything I'm showing you here was about $41 when I got through. Okay, this was free, $25. Let's just say it might have been $7 for this and $9 for these scissors. And I did cut with these scissors. They're serrated edge. And I am about to start. I have Karen K. Buckley scissors. They cost a lot of money. These were $9 for a 6-inch blade. They cut pretty good there. And I'm going to get back into English paper piecing. So that's why I bought these, for something that I can leave with the English paper piecing. So these 4 things here with tax was $41 with the rotary cutter and 3 60mm blades, a 60mm rotary cutter and 3 60mm blades. And Jason says, yeah, these were $7, this was $9. Okay, it was cheap. I'm hoping that they work very well. So I'm gonna be doing stuff with this, doing future videos. Like I said, I'm gonna be out there cutting African fabrics with these. So you all are gonna get some reviews on these products coming up soon. So that's that part. Wait a minute. I want to clear this out so that I can put stuff back in. They also gave us a catalog of all the things that they sell. They also had some snips. I think Kevin got the snips. They only had 1 pack left. We go on Friday. It's amazing, like the first day that they open, how things have already sold out. Okay, but yeah, so that's Havel Sewing. Also bought these for my sewing, for doing the English paper piecing. I got the Sew Tights. I've bought these before. If you buy 2, so I was buying different sizes because I didn't have enough to use in my English paper piecing. I probably only had bought just this one before, so I bought different sizes. So if you buy these 2, they gave you this one for free. And then I think I got 10% off for being a AQS member. That's what the pen is that they give you. You wear this big button pen, and then you get 10% off in some of the stores when they see your pen. So I think these were $25 each. So Tights are expensive. And so I got 5. This is a 3-pack. This is a 5-pack. And then they gave us free this 3-pack. And so what this did is gave me quite a few different, because they have different metals of magnetic weights. So some of them might be too much. And if it's a small, like this would be too much if it was on a small 1-inch finished hexagon. Whereas you might want to use some of these that are the lights. So I'm trying to figure out which ones do I need before I order more, so I know what to order. Because you can order all of these in individual packages by themselves. So I got, like this one is. But I figured this would hold my larger pieces because I'm doing the Millefori quilt. And so I've got bigger pieces. So I knew I needed to have some that had good weight to them. So I'm hoping that I can do that. All right, so that's for English paper piecing as well. See my beautiful earrings here? I'm gonna take one out just so I can show you guys. I bought these earrings last year, and they are like little patchwork. She makes these with polymer clay, and they are not, they're not cheap. I'm going to say the earrings are about 30. Let me see. I don't know if I think everybody was emailing receipts. These earrings were $35. I'm sure these earrings were $35 last year. But I had not worn these earrings all year. And so I actually wore them to Paducah. And then when I went past her booth, I wasn't going to buy a pair, but I go, they're really cute. And I put them on today. And I said, if I lose these earrings before I get to her booth, I'm definitely not buying anything. Because they don't have any of the backs that you normally put on the earrings, but they have a really long stem. And they actually stayed put, wasn't a problem, didn't get caught on anything. So I ended up buying another pair when I was there. One thing that I do like to do, especially at quilt shows, is I like to support the small business people. Booth rent for Paducah and Houston quilt shows are astronomical. And the one thing I do try to do is, I know that if I was vending at a place, it's very hard to guarantee that you're going to make at least $4,000 so that you can pay your booth rent, your travel, and your hotel. You need at least $4,000 in sale. So the one thing I do like is when small businesses do come out, I try to patronize some of them because of the effort that it takes to do that, and let alone the labor that's involved to do all of that. So I did that. She gave me one of her cards as well. She is Jennifer Patterson Designs, and she's out of Minnesota. So, and she had these cute little bags, real pretty. And she got her logo and stuff. Well, it's like a sticker that's see-through, but it's really cute. So $35, and everything was plus tax, of course. This is the AQS book. We don't need that. So this is everything that I purchased still at the quilt show. When I went to the modern quilt show in March, I had told you all that I had found this wood person that had the smoothest wood ever. Now, you all know that I have a wood person and I've used his seam rippers and all of that. But I purchased this because I wanted you all to see it. And I talked about him. They got really great concepts. And I even pulled him outside of his booth to give him some suggestions on things. They make the clappers, and they're the heaviest clapper on the market. And when you put that on there, it actually has the weight, and that's what's absorbing the heat, is the weight going into pulling that heat out of your pressed piece of fabric. And then in his clapper, he has a built-in star. He takes different types of wood and he makes designs in his clappers. So they're not just boring. They are actually beautiful. And when I touch them, they are the most smoothest sanded piece of wood I have ever touched in my whole entire life. Now, I didn't buy anything from him at the modern show. Again, it's him, his sister, and I don't know if it's his wife or somebody else in the family, but it's a small family business. It's Modern American Vintage. It's the name of the company. And I might end up working with him at some point in the future. But what I wanted to tell you was that he uses all wood in their natural form. I did not know that there was green and red wood. He took different colors of woods and he made clappers that were like 12 by 12, something like that. They could be a little bit bigger. And then he has a big handle in the middle. So if you're pressing a quilt block, you can put that clapper onto that whole quilt block. And again, it's heavy. The wood is like this thick. And so it's beautiful. He had the Ohio Star is what I want to call it. And then he had another one that had some other kind of star, but it wasn't my favorite star. But I told him, I said, I would buy that, but it was expensive. I think that thing was about $250. His clappers were $80. But that wood on the 251, having them different color woods, it was like a piece quilt block in that clapper. And I told him, I said, what would be a great idea on that would be to make it thin, just to make it a wall hanging, because it is beautiful. I'm telling you, it is gorgeous. And I almost spent $250 on the clapper that I'm not even going to use, because y'all know I don't use clappers. But if you are a clapper user, it was amazing. So I had to bring something, because last time I talked about him like crazy and didn't have anything to show you all. So I bought something that was a two-tone wood so you can see his work, see the detail, and why his stuff costs so much. And I'm not going to tell you what this costs until I show you. So I'm just going to open it up. I had him put a card in here and just wrap it so that the card would stay with it. And Jason saying the clappers were gorgeous. Yes, they were. They were $80. And if you weren't ready for it, in my opinion, they're worth every dollar. If you use a clapper, and like I said, they were the heaviest clapper on the market. Okay, so this right here is like your hair marker where you can mark and put lines in your fabric. But look at the detail in this wood that he's piecing. He has to piece these colors of wood together, glue this before he even gets into shaping into the wood crafting part. Beautiful work. And feeling it, it is the smoothest piece of wood I have ever felt in my life. He says his sister does the sanding. It is the smoothest piece of wood. Nothing hurts on here. Nothing is standing. You can rub this all day long and you're not going to get a splinter anywhere. This is gorgeous. And it's not sealed either. I really love it. But this is beautiful. And then I couldn't buy these individually. They only do that on the last day. And we weren't there the last day. Then here's his pointer. So when you want to hold your third hand, you need something to guide right in front of the presser foot. I don't tend to use these either. I'm buying these so I can show y'all. This is just going to be something that's going to be pretty. That's just going to be artwork in my work area. But it's just gorgeous. Same pattern, because like I said, I bought a set. I wanted to buy them individually so that I could get different patterns, but he said they only break them up the last day. And then the last thing was a seam ripper. And again, here's his pattern here. I'm trying to make sure you all see the pattern. Beautiful craftsmanship, how he's making these designs. They're all sort of kind of unique, but you can get this again. But this might fall maybe down more half an inch. They're not exact, but it's whatever wood that he puts together and wherever he decides he's going to carve out his piece. But just beautiful work. I can't believe how well it's sanded. And then I did mention some changes he might want to make to the seam ripper because it has this little cap thing here. I did tell him, anybody that I buy their stuff, I say, I'm going to talk about you in my haul, but I will tell the truth to my subscribers. And I told him, we don't like this because it's hard to keep up with this, especially if we go to retreat. We want something that we can do either a full cap, or we need to have it where it comes out and is reversible like these that I do sell, where you can take your pieces out and you never have to worry about a cap, okay? and that's what I was explaining to him. So he's got to figure that part out. If he should figure that out, we might be in business. But his stuff is just gorgeous. And it's no coloring to the wood whatsoever. This is all just natural woods. This whole 3-piece set was $60. But when you see the craftsmanship or see it up close, I'm telling you this, even if you're liking it here, you're going to love it in your face. I have never seen anything like this. It's just beautiful. So the whole 3-piece set was $60. Again, this is something that I will keep if I need to use these items in my she shed in the future. It's one of those type items. When I'm going to contact him so he can make me a thinner star, and I'm going to actually put that in my she shed as well. It's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. And I just had it wrapped just to protect that seam ripper. That's the only reason I had them wrapping. And then the last thing I bought at the show, this is the last thing. It's just 2 bags. These are also going to be some of the door prizes. I wanted to empty this. I got to put the books back at the bottom. I bought some AQS normally has books in the Finkel building, and the last 2 years, this year and last year, they were not in the Finkel building. They were actually in the bubble. And members can buy books for $5 a piece. Buy 5, get 1 free. or a non-member could buy books at $6 a book, buy 5, get 1 free. Okay, so of course I was a member, so I bought Dare to Be Square Quilting, and some of these books I'm going to keep. I haven't decided what I'm going to keep yet. I do know 2 or 3 that I am going to give, and they're the same book. So I don't know which ones. I'm going to just slightly glance through them and see if it's something that I want to keep or if it's something I want to give. Another thing they had was this shirt for $5. I bought it because eventually I'm going to be making a sewing t-shirt quilt, sort of, kind of. It's not just going to be t-shirts. But I wanted to put this in here since AQS actually came to my state. I wanted to represent Branson in the quilt that I will make eventually. This was last year's shirt and they were sold out. I can't even wear this shirt, but I bought it because it was only $5 and I'm going to cut it up anyway. So that's one. All right. What I bought, let me see if I can get the rest. All right. So I bought 3 of these books. Magic Stack and Whack Quilts. Everybody, those are some of my most popular videos on Stack and Whack. And I do show you the entire quilt piecing technique on my YouTube channel. But what I don't show you is how to put your stuff together. By the time you've pieced your blocks, you should know how to put it together. But for those that do not, I want you to go buy her book. This is a very good book. Bethany Reynolds was the first one that came out with all of this Stack and Whack, 1 Block Wonder, 4 Stack Posies. It's some new names people were coming out with. When it all is said and done, all of those 1 Block Wonders, 4 Stack Posies, hexagon quilts, kaleidoscope quilts, they're all from this Stack and Whack technique. And this is the person that first came out with it. So every time you hear me refer to it, I go by the original person that I learned it under, and it was Bethany Reynolds. So I got not 1 book, but 2 books and 3 books. So you all have always been asking me about these Stack and Whack books. So I got them to give away. So those are most definitely going to be in the drawing. I'm going to put this one back in here. Trying to put the books on the bottom so it don't beat up my rotary cutters and other stuff. Other books that I bought is Beth Furr's Sneaky Piecing. I probably will give this book away. So I'm going to put this one here. I just bought it because a lot of people tell me they're beginners, and she has very specific, very photo-oriented ways of doing the shortcuts, like snowballing corners and things like that. The next one is Square Magic. It probably will be another book. I haven't looked at it yet. And this last one is Classic Quilts, Contemporary Style. Again, not sure if this one's going to be in there, but for sure, the Stack and Wax and probably 1 or 2 others. It's probably going to be more. I just want to look at them first. Stack and Wax can definitely stay out. I just want to see what Beth is talking about in the books, and then I'll put that back. But that book is going to go in the drawing. So that's that. You've seen the shirt. You can put all of this in here. I'm trying to fill this up so I can put fabrics back on top because I only got so much space here. Oh, the company on the... If you go over there, you make sure you tell them that Teaquilts sent you. If you all are purchasing from Modern American Vintage, it's the name of the company, and they're on YouTube. Modern American Vintage. Let you know, I told him I was going to talk about him again. So this stuff here is all drawing. I'll take the one I bent and put this over there. I can put this in here too. So, all right. So we're walking around the quilt show. You're not going to get any fabric deals in the quilt show, okay? So we did walk the entire show, went into the bubble, and all Jason and Kevin wanted to do was go back to Hancock's, okay? All right, so we go back to Hancock's. No, I wasn't smart enough to sit in the car. This is when I got in trouble. This is where I started doing some personal shopping and some business shopping. All right. Because I just want to put these back in there. So one of the main reasons that Jason wanted to go in was he wanted to look at quilt backs. And sometimes when you're looking at fabric on screen, it doesn't look the same as when it comes in. I just recently ordered some quilt backs that I didn't even show. They weren't my favorite when I got them in person as to compared to what they look like on screen. So we went over to and now the second time we're in this store, we are not buying anything unless it's on sale. It's got that orange ticket. Okay. So we go in there and we went to the quilt backing side and we just looked at whatever was on sale. And I was trying to get $12 or less per yard. If you can think about buying $12.99 for your 45-inch wide fabric, if you can get quilt backing for $12 a yard, that's awesome. So if I'm buying this for business, then I can go back and when I sell it, I can go back and get regular price. So if I use it myself, I got it on sale. If I sell it to my customer, they're paying regular price. I do have a few customers that I provide the quilt backs for. So this one here is a 3-yard cut. And these are still available in Hancock's. This one is called Mosaic. And I got 2 of them. So this is Mosaic in the blue. And it's by Studio E Fabric. So it'll still be on Hancock's site. Let me see if I can find the actual price because I don't know if it's going to ring up any numbers here. They're the last 4. Ombre. P&B. This is Studio E. So these must have been $11.99 a yard. And I bought 3 yards of this for a quilt back. I got a quilt now that my customer wants me to do that's blue. And I know she's got another blue quilt because she's got 4 more that I returned to her. She had to fix some miter corners on them. And so I know she's got 2 blue ones. So that's 1 3-yard. And then this Mosaic here, I bought 3 yards. Because it was not necessarily a dark gray or black, but it was kind of like a medium tone, different tones of grays with white. And I thought this could go on almost any quilt as well. You don't have to still use a black batting with this because it's more gray than black. So, and then having the white in it. So I bought 3 yards. 3 yards of $11.99, which is $12, is these were $9.99. They actually rung up cheaper. So this was $29.97 for that. Okay. They were $9, $10 a yard, $9.99 a yard. So they were $30. And then I got this one, which is kind of like a variegated kind of. It kind of looks like it's homespun, but it's not. And I thought, when the quilts that are red and orange or bright, but you don't want to use a red backing because it's just going to be overwhelming. I thought this would be really good. And I can use whatever I have left as scraps and scrap stuff or in a whole project because it's 108. You can do a lot with the extra parts of it. This one was $11.99 a yard. And it was 3.5 yards. I only wanted 3, but when she said it was just an extra half, it's just like having an extra half yard of fabric in my 45. So I won't pre-cut it. Whenever I get ready to cut it for a backing, then I'll just put the rest of it in my regular fabric stash. What is it? It's an ombre by P&B Textiles. Let's see what it's called. P&B Textiles. It just says ombre, and this number, the DSN number, is 04498. And it's just saying P&B, next generation digital. So this is a digital print, but it doesn't look like it as much on the back as some of the other ones that I've had. It still can see some of the texture coming through on the front. So this one is a digital print. And the girls, you know, I've been in fabric stores where they give you your fabric and it be a hot mess. Hancock's staff have cut so much fabric from online orders that they know how to keep control of yardage, wide backs, and fold everything up nice and neat. I was really impressed with that. This is how it came out the bag. Okay, I bought 3.5 yards of that one. I bought 2 more backs. I bought this purple in the it wasn't in mosaics. Let me make sure. And this, what is it called? Can't find it yet. Hold on. Got to go around the curve. Yeah, mosaic. And I bought 6 yards of this one. I really liked it and thought, oh, I probably wouldn't want to use it on anybody's quilt. My customer does have a quilt that's gold and purple, so I already know 3 yards of it was gone. So I bought 6 yards of that one. And that was 6 yards at... It's weird because I got 2 of them at $9.99, but the purple was $11.99. And then this last one, another blue, I bought 6 yards of it too, because I already know 2 of these are gone and I won't have another blue for next customer. This is called Matrix. And I'm just see if, oh goodness, they fold this stuff up good. But this one's called Matrix. And they had this one in a like a sea green teal color. And it was beautiful as well. I just said, girl, you got to stop. So I bought 6 yards of this one. So let me put these back. Thank you, Maddie, saying T. Those are so beautiful. So, and they had in the backing department, I'm going to say about 30, 40 feet filled on both sides for backing. It might have been longer than that. I'm just trying to guess. Another empty bag here. And these are heavy because they're 108. So I had a lot of bags. Okay. Then that wasn't it, because I'm still being stupid, you know? Then my good friend starts seeing all the bright stuff that he knows I like and start telling me, isn't this your the person you buy, you know, Chungawang from Timeless Treasures? So everything else that I bought, for some reason, after I got home and looked at it, was all Timeless Treasures fabric. It seems like I have an eye for just falling into Timeless Treasures fabric. These are panels. This is a butterfly, no, a cat panel. I keep saying butterfly. It's a cat. And I got 4 of them. Let me just cut this so we can open one up. Because one of them's going to be a drawing anyway. I have a few friends that like cats or have cats. So if I had to have an animal, it would be a cat. If I absolutely had to. All right. So this panel here, I think these panels were $4.99 a yard, I think, or $5.99. Everything I'm going to show you was either $4.99 a yard or $5.99. So a panel, because remember when you have the panels, you're paying per panel, not by the yard. So when I bought the other fabric that I'm going to actually use as some panels, I actually got it even cheaper because it's about 20 something panels on that yardage. So this is a cat one that's also going into the drawing. That's by Oh, let me tell you what it is. I know who it is. It's Chungawang for Timeless Treasures. And of course I didn't cut it off what it's called. The panel number is C7484. Let me see if there was any other writing that I cut off. I don't think so. I think that's it, because all it's got is scissors on both ends. So that's it. They just go by pattern number, but it's a colorful cat. Okay. And then trying to get to the other, I had another panel somewhere. And this panel is CD 1710. If you're writing it down, if you're a follower of her stuff like I am. And this panel is about 22 inches, I guess. Okay. I have to cut it just so I can have you see it. It's not on the fold, right? So I need to cut it separate up here. All right. So this one is kind of like a Monet flower or artistic flower of some kind. And I don't know if this is top or bottom. You can decide when you get it. But I just love the colors. My mom loves flowers. And then any of your, even just solids, building it up with solids. But she has various different stripes and things like that, colorful prints that I already got in my stash. And I got plenty of her panels. That one's going over there. And then I got, I think this is her. I don't know if this is hers or somebody else's. Let's see. This is not hers because her name would have been already shown. This is just Timeless Treasures. And it's just called Stripe CD 1435. And I just bought this one here, just hearts, rainbow hearts. It's gorgeous. I wish I would have had this one. I fixed when I just finished a quilt for my friend that I made her. And I would have put this on the back. But that's a print. And I bought 2 yards of this. 2 yards of this plume. I just like this color. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. I just like it. It's got the gold metallic, but it doesn't scratch off. Because I did that test and didn't see anything. I like that. Sometimes they put the metallic stuff on them and they scratch off. This is Timeless Treasures Royal Plume by Chungawang. Well, look at that. Here we go again, buying her stuff. The same lady that made the panels. And this could actually then be used with these with some kind of spacer in between. Because her stuff you can tend to use it all together. All right, one more colorful piece. I saw Jason getting this cut. I didn't see this one. And I just decided to get it. I really like it. And it's going to be all cut up. You ain't going to probably tell what it is. But it's Bones. I'll give you the name in a minute. But I just loved all the colors. You know, I'm doing black with any rainbow colors. I just love those prints. This is Timeless Treasures. It just says pattern. Number is fun, FUN-C, as in cat, 1110. And these skulls are smiling and laughing. So that's pretty too. I'm going to be folding these up to put them in, wrapping them to put them in my storage area. And then Kevin saw these. I walked right past them, didn't even see them because I wasn't expecting any African prints. But these are also African prints made by Timeless Treasure. Kevin talking about Jason, talking about, thank God you were there to take some of the blame. Well, I talked about Jason earlier. But Kevin did see this, and he knows I like people again on fabrics. I got to hold it up by the selvage so you can see it. Gorgeous colors. I don't even know if the screen is really picking it up. But the thing I like about these prints too, if you've got ladies in all different positionings carrying water in their vessels, and you can take any one of those and make your own applique for a center or something like that. You got these vessels down here, so they're giving you ideas on how to piece like some of these vases. And so I just like that there are so many things that you can do with it, and it is a stripe, but you can use it as a stripe, but then you can also get some more play out of it as well. I bought 4 yards because it was a stripe. In the event that I have to do some fussy cutting, if I was mitering the corners, if I'm using it as a border print. So I wanted to make sure I had enough room because I tend to make everything bed size. So I just wanted to make sure I had extra fabric. And then they also had the same ladies in a white background print. And it's still Timeless Treasures. And I will give you the number for this. It's just going to be a different pattern number. This one's called Kenta, KENTA -CD 1638. I bought 4 yards of it, just in case. Now, I can also mix some of my other African prints with these as well if I decide to do that. The other main reason that I went into Hancock's was to buy this piece of fabric so I can start making my second cousin's quilt. No, she's my first cousin. She's my first cousin. I want to make her quilt. I did that brightly quilt with African prints and used green grunge and this is her favorite color. And I had other colors of stars, but I'm going to make all of her stars in her color since she likes this color. I ordered some fabric from them, and then when I got it, because I didn't know what I had done with my Kona color card, and then it wasn't the right color. And so I just said, okay, I'll go in person and get the right color. That's that. I think I'm through. All right. So 5 quilt backings. I'm trying to make sure because I'm going to show you other stuff, but 5 quilt backings. The panels, I got 8 panels. 2, 4, 6 yards of here. 8 is 14. And I got another 4 of Kona solid. 18. So 18 yards total, because I'm not going to go through here because I don't know which one's which. And how many yards of backing? I can give you that. 3 and 3 is 6. And then 12 is 18. 19, 20, 21 and a half yards of 108. This one right here about blew me out. This one right here costs $535.97. So $436 for all of this with the backing fabrics. And some of that I will be getting back from customers as I use it. So I always try to keep some backings on hand that I can just send to people and they can choose what they like. Okay, let me show you some other stuff. Because Kevin ended up buying me a couple pieces of fabric. So at first he wasn't calling my name. He was buying it himself. And they didn't have a whole lot of any of this on the boat. So I'm not sure if there's another boat of this somewhere else in Hancock's. But y'all already know, as I said, I like black with prints. And I didn't have any that had these type of big dots like this in a row. And this one is Robert Kaufman Dot and Stripe Delights with an S, and then design number 21212. 21212. Dots and what? Stripes? Yeah, dot and stripe delights. So that's really pretty, and it's a really nice color black too, background. I really love it, and it feels good. So Kevin bought that one. And then Kevin also bought this one, probably on the same line. Let's see. Robert Kaufman. This one's called Dot and Stripe Delights Design 21213. 21213. And then I'll hold this one up in a second. Right here. This was what we saw on that was all that was left on the boats that Kevin had. There could be more in the store. They have a big warehouse in the back. They have like, they store their fabric by manufacturer. So that manufacturer could have 5 aisles of fabric. And so it could be in another aisle that we didn't see it in as well. That's that. So that's all that was bought. And then I'm just going to show you some stuff. Jason came giving fabric as we getting in the car at 6 a.m. in the morning. So I just wanted to share that since it's over here too. I got some stuff similar to this. This is a cave print. Fat quarters. These are all fat quarters from Jason. Kapow. And this one's a cave too. Very pretty. And Kevin came with some squares. That's one. And then he had this one. And then he brought an extra block that he had made for the boho hearts. I tend to just take these, use them in scrap quilts or use them in crumb quilts and just build around them if I need to, if they're not the right size. So Kevin always, if it's something that he know he's not going to use, he just brings it to me. I either use it in a charity quilt or I use it in a string crumb quilt. So that's it. I think I buried myself in here. I think I showed you everything. I'm trying to make sure. Ugh. That's backing. Okay. So that's it. $1,000 goes very, very fast. That's all I can say. It is ridiculous how fast money can go through your fingers. And I already knew that second bill, I think I spent over $700. I don't know what the magic number is because I didn't total it up that way, but I probably spent over $700 at Hancock. And my Tula kit is not here, so that's coming. That's on its, hopefully it'll be on its way. But Sheila says, I love that fabric. I have that one. I'm not sure which one that was. Maybe some of the black prints down here. Jean says, really love that one. Kevin says, I threw my fabrics out on the floor and rolled around in them when I got home. He's so silly, but I had a great time. I had a great time at the show. We did more shopping than we did quilt watching, but I still had a joyous time. I like going to events with people that mind their own business. You mind your own business. They mind their own business. And don't worry about what somebody else is purchasing. So none of us had issue with what somebody else was buying or not buying. And one of these days I should have had Kevin and Jason do a haul at the car. I wasn't even thinking about that and it was dark out. Well, it was just, we got home earlier than norm because of us going back to Hancock's. We left the show early, so we actually left, and then they got us checked out so fast we were surprised again. So we actually got food and got back on the highway. We were home. This was the first time I got home and it wasn't dark, pitch dark outside. It was about 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. It wasn't quite dark yet. I was surprised, but we had a great time. I still love the Paducah Quilt Show. I just didn't go looking and I didn't videotape every little quilt. I said, girl, have fun, enjoy the show yourself this time. So that's kind of what I did. And I did more shopping than I did quilt watching, to be honest. And I stopped and talked to some other vendors, the people that sell that makes these things for me. They were at the show as well. And they got some new colors. They got rainbow presses coming out that have all the colors of the rainbow, like these fabrics down here, all the colors, including purple, I think was in there as well. In the previous version of their rainbow, they had gray in it. They had a different name for it. It had gray in it. So they now named this one rainbow. So I'm going to be placing an order, getting new color. I'm going to be replacing the order because I'm out of key lime, African violet. It's another one I'm out. Can't remember what the other ones. And I need to order just plain wood presses too. So yeah, I'll be placing an order. I told them, I said, I'll wait for you all to get back home and then I'll send you my order, because they do quilt shows all once they start in March, January, whenever. They do all the quilt shows all the way through till it starts to get cold. So they're going to be constantly having to make products. So I'm like, I'm going to get my order in so you can make my stuff when you're making yours. So, but I'm looking forward to getting the rainbows in. They were really pretty. Jason bought the rainbow ripper, but they didn't have the rainbow press there. So I know he did that. It was really pretty too. The bright, vibrant colors was really pretty. And Jason was talking about that the bubble was about to make him have a heat stroke. He said, I couldn't shop in there as long as I would have liked to. Yeah, it was a lot of good vendors in there. But normally they have the fans. It's normally really loud in the bubble and they have the big fans. And for some reason, they didn't put the fans out like they normally do. And so it was extremely hot. And the deeper you got into that bubble, the worse it got. Thanks, Francis. She says, T, your haul was well worth it. Glad you had a great time. Kevin talking about he loved helping people spend their money. A lot of people going off to bed. So good night, everybody that's leaving. Pumpkin's Patch says, I missed our Hancock's fabrics. They closed several years ago. Yeah, this one has always been called Hancock's of Paducah and had been separate from the regular Hancock store. So they had always focused on quilting. And then they do have like drapery, because they know some of us redo furniture and things like that. So they do have a little bit of drapery. But mostly their store has always been filled from front to back with quilt cottons and not no other dressmaking fabrics either. Just a few home decorator. And they have a good enough to give you a good selection, but they mostly have always focused on quilting. It had branched out. It still was part of the Hancock's family, but one of the brothers at the time just took one store and had all the rest of the family owned all the other stores. I don't know how they worked that out. And then he's the one that ends up surviving out of all the Hancocks. That's what's ironic about all of this. I saw years before Hancock's closed, when they started really going into the vision of quilting, and they had very nice lines of fabric. And then all of a sudden it was like they were just started buying seconds. Or when Riley Blake first came out, I didn't like a whole lot of her prints. I like some of the stuff now. But it's like everything in there started to turn into Riley Blake. And I'm like, I am not buying this. and so I stopped going to Hancock's because the fabric selection wasn't the same. The only thing that came in that was sort of kind of pretty was whenever they had a St. Jude collection. But the Hancock stores in my area, the selection just went down really, really fast. And it was just not anything I was interested in, because when Riley Blake first came out, it was mostly all small prints. And anything small print starts to remind me of calicos. And I don't want to buy another calico. I hate that. I had to use it so much when I first started because that's all I knew about, that I don't want to ever use another calico in my life. So... Darcy says, I got to get going. Thank you, Darcy. She's reminding people one last time to give Tia a thumbs up before you go. Jean says, yes, I agree with you. Same here. Yeah. See, it's like, sometimes people don't see the vision of one person, and people are not willing to make changes when you in any business. It's not just a family business, but any business, because I had it at my job. It's like, and then you go to all these meetings, take over half of your day is spent in meetings, and they're expecting you to do work, and then when you go into meetings and give your reports or give suggestions, none of your suggestions or your reports make any difference. They still going to continue on, and then you go, year after year after year, and then finally you go, I'm not going to say anything, and then they go, after they realize you haven't said anything in about a month, it's like, well, do you have anything you want to say? I'm like, no. Carry on, everything's fine. What do you want? I'm not going to keep wasting my time giving you ideas and you're not going to use them. So what's the point? I'm just going to do whatever you tell me to do for the most part. But yeah, so I'm going to be wrapping fabric while we chat. If you got anything that I missed up above, you can put it into the chat. Maybe I'll see it now. But if I'm going to be on here for another 20 minutes or so, and y'all know it's hard work wrapping up all these fabrics, I may as well get started, right? This needs to go in this bucket. That's that rotary cutter. That's not going to get used here. Never made it in the bucket. But I do have, again, I have the stack of stuff here, and I'll figure out how I'm going to give this stuff out later. But I do have these two panels, this thread, this, the pre-cut Dutchman's puzzle block, and so forth, 3 books. But I know I'm going to add that 4th one from Beth, because I think I know everything that's in that book. But, I like to look at them anyway. So I will have a drawing. Again, if you put a comment on the outside of this video once it goes live, I'm going to be using it for Wednesday. If you're not here to send me your mailing address by Friday, I'm pulling somebody else or sending it to somebody else. So just need to know that I'm not going to hold it for a month waiting for you to contact me. So I'm drawing on Wednesday. Friday, I need to have your mailing information if you are a winner, so that I can send it to you. So we know we're going to have at least 3, because we got 3 stack and whack books, right? So I've just wrapped my fabric on comic boards. I just buy them off of Amazon. I guess I should be trying to put a link to some stuff, but I wasn't planning on doing this. I said, just in case this doesn't go as long as you think it will go. I knew I had a lot of stuff, but like, just in case, take some stuff in here to do. Remo is reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Liz says, calico is probably why I didn't pick up quilting years ago. It just wasn't pretty. You are absolutely correct, because I was making those quilts and we're not happy. Like red, I'm a person that like vibrant colors, and red was more like, I don't know, like cranberry, or it wasn't like bright red, and I was a bright red lover. I just never liked the calico lines. For me, it's just not my thing, and that's probably why I don't like reproductions as well. It has nothing to do with the reproductions. It's just that I don't want to go there. Now, watching Kevin, shopping with Kevin, and the reproductions that he get, some of them are really pretty. I had never seen a purple reproduction until I went with him to a store in Lee Summit, Missouri. That purple line, all that purple was really, really pretty. But I've seen more pretty fabric, and I even love the cheddar orange colors on reproductions. They had a quilt in the show that won a prize that used cheddar in the background. It was really pretty. Remo says, just finished her May optional block in group 3 of boho hearts. Girl, you gone, girl, because I haven't even done the May blocks yet. I done 2 of them because I had to make them for the book, for the instructions. And that's all I've done. I got to make 4 more, I guess. Claudette says, beautiful fabrics. Thank you, ma'am. Patricia says, gorgeous, gorgeous fabrics. You did awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So, yes, I love it. I love shopping. I didn't think I was going to be buying this much fabric, but I didn't know I was going to buy as many quilt backs, but anytime I can buy something that's close to $10 a yard, I'm going to buy it when I see it, what I like. And I went through and got everything that I like that was on sale for $12 or less, because I thought they were all $11.99, but 2 of them rung up at $9.99. So I'm even happier. So Pumpkin's Patch saying, are you stapling the fabric to the boards? No, I'm actually using clips, quilt clips, and they're in a dispenser. So it's this little clip. You can see that the little triangle wedge there, and they're in this clip. You push them through here. You can see where they're in the line, and then they clip onto the edge and look like this once I do it. And then they just pull right off. So no staples. I used to pin, and then every once in a while when I go through the stack, I would catch my hand on a pin. I still have a lot of pins in my fabric, but as I use them and wrap them, I have switched to using these clips. She says, oh, cool. Jim says, the one color I need to buy is yellow. Too many shades. At one point, I didn't have yellow or orange, and now it's like they're just as bad as the other stacks, because once you organize your fabric and then you realize what it is that you're missing, then you know what to focus in on when you're purchasing. And then, of course, when I started buying it, then I bought so much that none of my stash is lacking. I can always start something. Maybe I don't have enough to finish it, but I can tell you I can most definitely start. So, and then I just take these to my fabric stacks and put them in the order that they go. I do keep my collection separated though, like my tulip pinks, my caves, fossil ferns. I do have certain lines that are separated from others. Liz says she's so far behind on boho. Girl, Monday, I'm hoping Monday if I don't forget, or maybe I might do it tomorrow because I've already passed the deadline. I'm gonna do a drawing for that. So maybe I might want to give one of these out to that too. I'll maybe give a stack and whack book to that. I need to do boho hearts, and then I got another book. I'm gonna have at least 3 drawings anyway, so we'll see how it breaks down. And they'll just be random. Jean says, my quilt on the long one right now is all from Civil War repros that I purchased back in 2003. So that's cool. Like I said, Kevin has kind of changed my perspective of reproduction, and it was because he's very good with getting the value out of them, and that's what's most important to me is value in quilting. Not necessarily that I actually love every piece of fabric, but I've seen so many of them that were muddy looking that I just didn't like them. But he has a knack for making them so you can still see the pattern, the design very sharp. So, but yeah. So I get to sit here and wrap fabric with you guys. That means some of my work is done. Yay. What is that clip gadget called? I need that for my fabrics. I don't know. Let's see if it's written on here. I bought it off of Amazon. I need to be putting this stuff in my store. So I get credit for the sales. Super, S-U-P-A clip, all one word, the original. And this is cheaper. If you go buy fabric clips, you're going to spend more money. This is made for paper. For 60, this size takes 60 sheets of paper that you can clip together. That's why they made these. And then you can buy the refills, Super Clip number 60 refill clips. I bought those, and it was, how many in here? See if they got a number on here. They make it hard to find the information. It doesn't have a number. Well, yes it does. 250 clips. Are you wrapping the fabric around? Yes, I am. I'm wrapping it on the comic board. And I didn't use comic board because it was acid free. I used comic board because of the weight. So if you've got like cereal boxes, something like that, you can use that if you want. I've been able to roll whatever piece of fabric. I can have 5 yards, 6 yards, whatever. I wrap it all on here. Now I don't wrap 108s on here, but I do. It does take a lot of fabric. I don't separate it because it's a big piece of fabric. I just let it be a fat roll, and then I always push it in. You can't even see it, but so when I first start, I do take it, and when I first start, I'm pushing this back onto the fold, and then I'm holding it there so that I can make sure that it's a tight wrap so that it's not going to fall off the board. And then as I'm rolling, I am rolling and pushing back, rolling and pushing back. And then I'm just making sure I line up with the fold that I do. So it goes fast. I did all of my stash. It took me like a whole month when I first started. I had about 1,200 pieces of fabric. And so as I get fabric, I try to roll it, but sometimes I hadn't rolled fabric in a year or more. And so when I redid my shelves, I had to roll fabric. And that's why I was saying don't buy any fabric when you go to Paducah. But did that work? Absolutely not. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this. And the reason why I wrap, even though I know I'm about to use this, it's easier for me to cut off a chunk than dealing with all of this. I can just unroll what I just folded. When I'm showing you all I'm folding, it's a lot easier to manage. So I still roll it when I know I'm about to use it. I just know my cousin wants her quilt. I'm hoping I can make her an easier quilt. If I have to make that brightly quilt again, I think I'm going to vomit. But if that's what she wants, I'll make it. It's been a year that I was supposed to have that quilt made, last July. So July 2022. I act like I forgot all about it. Somebody even bought the kit. Somebody said, "You got one of those kits?" I said, "I sure do." And sold her kit. But yeah, so if I have to make it, I will redo it. I have to recut her kit, or just recut fabric. I'm not going to recut a kit per se. I'm just going to recut fabric. But I knew she loved the burgundy in it, so this way she'll have all burgundy flowers since that was her favorite color. She said that burgundy and that green was her favorite colors. You're welcome, Kevin. Kevin talking about he coming in here to see. He knew I was going to say he was in trouble because he is. I'm halfway doing other stuff and he telling me about fabric. Misty Smith says, I've been watching what your fabrics look like as you fold them. They are so awesome. I love them. Great job. Yes. So, and I'll like I said, I always push back. So they're like, I'm making like little mini boats. And then when I get to the back, like it's right here at the end. And if I fold, it's going to be right on the end. So sometimes I'll just go back to the previous side over here and just fold in right here. And then fold up, because I like to put the fold so when I'm going through my stacks using them, I don't have raw edges here that's just fraying from me pushing them up against the next piece of fabric. And then I just pull it tight a little bit and just clip it on here. And then this is what it looks like folded. And then when I get ready to use this, I just pull off my clip. I have a place by my cutting station. I need half a yard of this, and I just cut off 18. So if I'm going to make, say I need to make, I don't know, 40 flying geese, and I need to use this color. Then I'll cut off enough for me to make all 40 flying geese, and then I won't use any more of this until I'm ready to use it again. I'm just cutting off what I need for what I'm about to piece. That's what I like about having it wrapped like this as compared to having the big thing. The big whole thing. I'm cutting off. I can use my smaller 12-inch ruler to cut through this at this point just to whack off what I need. So that's why I like folding them like that. Okay. Put this back on here. Leah says that's a great number of clips. Yeah. So that, yes, that are expensive separately clips. Yeah, the fabric clips, when you get the fabric clips, they are very expensive. They're nice, they're long, but they're expensive. So this was a cheaper option for me, and this is what I went with. This is a long piece. This is the one that's and I always keep my salvage information. If it has a written salvage, I keep it on the outside. So now normally I'm on my long arm doing this, so I have a long length to play with, but I'm just here in this little space, so we're going to have to make do. So I'll just do a little bit at a time. Hey, T. Robert, saying her rent paid. Okay, we got knocked out for a second. Hopefully you all are still here. Just let me know if I'm still back live, guys, because it had reconnect on my screen. Okay, thank you, because it had reconnect. I'm like, whoa. I have organized chaos, okay? Don't touch it. And right now, because I have so much stuff, thank you, Kevin. Right now, because I have so much stuff, I can't, I don't have a place to put it because of the African fabric. And so I'm really, it's going to just take me a minute. The guy, he got so many sheds he's building. I was going to buy a store-bought shed. And then they're not made on the same quality level that he's making. He's using more waterproof product that takes longer for stuff to wear through. He also, I'm getting instead of getting like shed doors, I'm getting a home door, steel door that's going to be a wider door. And then I'm getting home windows instead of shed windows, because I want to make sure everything is at least double paned for heating and cooling and stuff like that. So it's just going to take, and then I'm getting a larger shed. So, it takes time for him to do that. And he's a full-time accountant. And so he still works. And so he's also doing this as a side job. But when I looked in the stores, they weren't as well made, and they cost not quite as much as getting one made from scratch, but they weren't going to have the quality materials. And I was going to have to take my fence down. And with him building it in pieces at his place and then bringing the parts and putting it together in my yard, I don't have to pay for somebody to take a fence down, put a fence back up. And then, anytime you do that, you can just say you're about to buy a new fence. Because when you've had a fence up for so many years and then you decide you're going to take it down, it's going to be some things that's going to be changed. So I didn't want anybody mucking with what was already there. So, and when I buy it in the store, I'm responsible for getting a level spot. When he's making it, he levels it and puts it into a level spot. So I don't have to do anything. So it was just too much with me buying it from the store that I didn't like, and things that I was going to have to end up changing once I got a store-bought shed. So that's why I'm having one made, and it's only because of getting it into my yard originally. And then when I started looking at the quality of the product, his product was better. So I'm hoping everything works out. So, you're welcome. Liz says she found them on Amazon. Has anyone heard any details for Houston Quilt Festival? They're having it. If they're having it, and as far as I know, they having it. They had it last year. I just didn't go because I had went to Paducah show, and they're in Paducah, Kentucky, and I went to the AQS show in Paducah, Kentucky, and I went to the AQS show in Branson last year, and the attendance wasn't good. So I didn't want to spend more money because Houston is a longer way for me. More money because we stay more days. So we have to have hotel, and then the gas. It's about a 12, 13, 14-hour drive or something crazy. And so yeah, I didn't want to do that last year, and if it wasn't a good show. But according to Paducah and the Modern Quilt Show, I feel like Houston's going to be back on track this fall. So I am planning to go to Houston if I can get my partner in crime to take off work. That is a long drive. I don't know if I'd drive it by myself. I probably could. I just have to stop somewhere and stay the night because I wouldn't want to do 14 hours by myself in a car. And I do love to drive because then I don't have to stay in the area of the quilt show because you're paying higher hotel costs. I can stay further away, and then I can go eat wherever I want. Every once in a while they get stuck. You just have to reset them. And Jean says that her shed is custom built, steel door, rear windows, vinyl siding, gutters, and downspouts, all insulated, and my inside custom designed also. So that's cool. And I haven't even gotten to that yet. I'm just getting the just getting the outside part, and it's going to be, I can't even hire somebody to do that part because I don't know exactly when he's going to get it up. He said mid to late July, so I have to wait. Good night, Ray. See ya. He's getting his in before I cut off. I said it must be 10 o'clock. Betsy says, how long were you gone? Just one day. We do it all in one day, Paducah. Yeah. Okay, you talked me into Houston, Miss T. See, I do love the Houston show. They normally have so many vendors. I don't know what's going on now, but they normally have a lot of vendors. They have a lot of quilts. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to, I don't know why I'm pulling all these out. They can't all go in there. Got one in there. They take about 7 or 8 of these. Liz says, I'm having my yard fence replaced after 20 years. You have to seal the wood to last longer. It's a lot. And see, we have chain link fence. We are governed. We can't change stuff. And so I have chain link fence, and then you can only have it you got to have a certain height and all of that. And it's like, you know, I don't want to replace a fence that I'm not in love with. So I'm just going to leave that fence alone. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 houses that are on my fence, and 2 long sides of it I'm responsible for, and my neighbor next door is responsible for the other part, but she thinks I'm my fence, but it's not. So yeah, and it's long, so it's like, no, I don't want to be messing with fence. And her part of the fence is already tore up that she been waiting on me to replace. Her tree fell on it, and she think because we cleaned the tree up because it fell on our side of the yard, you know, the part that fell into our yard, she thinks the fence is ours. The fence got broke. But all kind of weeds now have grown all over it. But it's her fence, it's not ours, so we don't muck with it. You can tell by the gate, but she don't know that. You can tell by the post who owns the fence. And it's a different material than ours. So we know it's not ours. The way it's hooked up to the post. Mine was all done by the Amish and completed in 1 day. Outside part not finished, part inside. They do amazing work. Yes, I wish I had them around here. We don't have that option in the city. We too far away from them. I love their craftsmanship. I see them build stuff on some of the YouTube videos. They are awesome. See them put up sheds in 2 and 3 days. The thing that slowed them down now is getting the product. Putting up whole barns and stuff. I saw them do a pig, a hog house. It's like, dang. And they do it like it ain't nothing. They just walking up there with no safety, no nothing. It's like, goodness. Hey, June. Your haul was awesome. Thank you. Wash your hands. I recently paid $10K to replace 3 sides of wooded fence. I'm on 1/2 an acre. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would like to have the wood because it could be more privacy, but they won't let us do that here. If I could have done that, I probably would have replaced that fence a long time ago. But we can't do that. Matter of fact, the city is gonna approve how much they don't have to approve the actual shed. They've got to approve how it's bolted to the ground so that a tornado won't pick it up. So yeah, they always gotta get some money out of you. And then when I get to the electrical part, I have to have them check that too. So yeah. And my city just replaced the person who does the home inspections and stuff, and she's not certified in electrical. So and this is not, I'm saying my city, not the city. I'm not in the city of St. Louis. But the city um doesn't do electrical inspections. So anytime we need electrical inspections, we got to go to the county board to get that done, which is further away. So this is going to be an interesting adventure. So I don't know if I'm going to try to use it raw the first year, just to use it, like just get the insulation in and the drywall, or if I'm going to try to get everything done, because you got to put the electrical in the walls first. So my next step is going to be getting an electrician. So nice and neat bolt. Yep. I like when I can chat and get work done. Good night. See you around. Be safe. Good night, Jim. Oh, she says they came here. We live 3 hours from them. Wow. We have some Amish or Mennonite. I don't know if they're Amish or Mennonite communities in Missouri, but I have to look and see if we have Amish. I saw a pop-up home for $15K. They put it up in 15 minutes. Goodness gracious. Jean says, yep, we had to have hurricane tie-down straps, 3 permits and 3 inspections. It's sad people are like that. Our yards are divided by a fence. I want my privacy. They should pay half. They are not helping with the cost. It just depends on who put that fence up first, because when they were first built, there was nothing up. And then whoever, like if they put it up while they were building the house, then you were taking responsibility for that fence if you put the fence up. And most times it's on the first part will be inside of your property line. So technically they don't have to. But I think the yard next door must have had their fence, and then we tied on across the back and one other side. And so the short side, you already know the sides that meet up to your house. You already know who that belongs to. But the other 3 sides, you have to look at the post and see who owns what. And unfortunately, we own 2 long pieces. At least we don't own all 3 of them. So that's good. I didn't ask my neighbors to pay because I didn't know if they could afford it. Yeah, I've had a friend, and she lives where they have the wood privacy fence, and they were getting older. And I just thought, I said, girl, I would have took them up on that, because the fence was her fence, and they were replacing all the other fence on the 2 sides that they owned. And they were asking her if she was willing to go in and they'll pay half. If somebody gonna pay half of the fence, I would have jumped on that. And she told them no, because she just didn't want people telling her what to do, when to do it. And then it was their contractors. I'm like, if they want to pay half, and I see the written bill, and I see that it's that, because if it's on their official paperwork, if it's an official bill, then them people got to pay accounting for it. So they're not gonna ring up something that's not right. But she told them people, no, I sure would have had somebody help me pay for my fence. They just wanted their entire yard to look nice, and they couldn't technically take her fence down if she didn't approve. So they got 2 sides that are nice, and then her side, because it was like weathered. And it was the wooden fence. For some reason, this one didn't fold up good. Try it again. But yeah, I would have had them help pay for my fence. I'm mad because my neighbors got trees, and I'm the one that has to get them cut from off the top of my house. Wish she would come over here and ask about splitting something. She don't care. She don't care that they're on her house. I see the squirrels on her house all the time. I don't want them on the top of my house. So I'm cutting it. Good night, Jean. Thank you for commenting and being part of the chat tonight. Appreciate that. Liz says, I don't know that my grandparents bought it. I was watching the time you've been on, just couldn't say anything until now. Oh, that was June. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna fold up these last couple of these ones right here, and then we'll call it a night. That's a good start. I'm not gonna wrap the 108s. I don't know why I'm back there. I'm just gonna wrap these 3 other ones. I know we're over, but I have company while I do the work. You ever look at fabric and say, when did you buy this and why? Yes. And that's because our taste in fabrics change. I have bought some fabric and wonder why in the world. And then I also have, remember the lady that I had when you had bought fabric, Bonita, when I was telling you about the lady had fabric. All that fabric was pretty fabric. And you bought I think some of the neutrals. The reason why she didn't want it was because she sold everything. She had bags in color, all of it. She sold all of her fabric except for the batiks because she had decided that she was no longer making any fabrics unless they were batik. She just decided she was going to be a batik girl and that's it. And she don't use any other fabrics now. So it just, your taste change. I was looking at some stuff when I was putting it back thinking I should pull this out. And I go, where are you going to put it if you pull it out right now? So I'm either going to be cutting stuff or I'm going to be having some yard sales to get rid of some stuff. We'll see. When I start cutting, I'm hoping that I'm hoping that I'm going to turn into a cutting fool and just start cutting all kinds of kits. So I got plenty of fabric to cut up that I am not going to use in my lifetime. And every time I touch a piece, that's too cute to cut. Cut this stuff. I have that problem. I don't want to cut it because it's too pretty. Thanks, Tom. Says good haul. Yeah, foliage is not good sitting on the actual home. Yeah. I get that stuff off. I don't have it even, it doesn't touch my roof. The fact that it's over my roof and then winter time's coming, then you're going to have the leaves dropping. But I don't want the squirrels dropping from the edge of the tree branch onto my roof. They're going to have to do a major jump to get on my roof. So I'm always cutting the trees. She act like she don't even know they exist. They all over her house. The tree is all over her house. We don't cut any of those branches. We just cut on our side of the tree. So, and my brother came over and cut some for me last year. My husband don't like heights. Yeah, Liz, these comments won't qualify because in the chat, because the random comment picker can't see them. So you're going to have to put it on the outside of the video. Thank you, Remo. So I enjoy watching. Shaquita says, hi, still have a piece of fabric motor from my very first quilt I made in 2000. Wow. Wow. I have some old fabric I come across, and sometimes if I have it and I don't want to look at it anymore, I put it in giveaway piles to give to people. Especially new quilters where you just looking for fabric so you can have a lot of different ones to make scrap quilts. One of these days I'm gonna need to go back and do that. This is what I thought I was gonna do for retreat last year. And then I'm not making all these shirts. But it says Teaquilters Quilt Retreat #2, Quilt and Glow. It was gonna be a glow. We were gonna be glowing, and I didn't do it. I said, you know what, I'm not doing that. I might do a glow party next year, but I'm not making glow shirts. I was making this so when the lights cut off, and I don't know if it'll work here now. Let's see. See? Yeah. My little shorts don't came up. Yeah, but yeah, and it was what it was you was gonna have like a little glow parade and stuff like that. But I was like, I had so much stuff to do because remember at one point we weren't even sure we were gonna have it, and I didn't want to start early, and then it was a lot to do at the last minute. And I said, no, we're not doing that. So I went and designed another shirt and had a company make them. So those shirts were made by a company. I didn't even make them shirts. And I'm not gonna make them next year either. So this was a prototype that I did, thinking I was gonna make all the shirts, and then I even had people buy shirts that weren't even at retreat. It was like, no, I'm not doing all of that. It was too much work. But it does glow, and sometimes I sleep in this shirt and I forget, and then I wake up in the middle of the night, the cover don't came off my chest, and it's glowing. Scare me to pieces. This one must be turned wrong. No, it is. It's right there. All right, so I'm done wrapping this part. I've cleaned out 2 of the bags, maybe 3. Got some nice recyclable bags for my recyclables to collect in the house before I take them to the recycle bin. So that's nice. And I normally don't get bags, but I had so much stuff because at Hancock's, you kind of, at Hancock's of Paducah, you kind of like leave the cart inside. You don't take it to your car. I didn't see anybody taking them to their car. So I'll recycle the bags. So good night, quilters. Nice to hang out while I got this quilt bound. Happy sewing all. That's from Kim. Good night, Kim. Beverly says it glows. So cool. Yeah, that's Benita. Yep, almost. Liz says way too much work. Yep. Loving the shirt from Remo. Wilma Smith says nice shirt. That's nice from Liz. What is clips you are using? Those are Supa, S-U-P-A clips. You can find them on Amazon. I should have put a link in there, but I didn't. I don't know what people are going to be interested in when I come on here. So I'm just using this to hold them so that they don't unfold. See, I'm trying to make it so I can work my way out of this room. So it's nice that I got that up there folded. I don't have that many pieces of fabric that need folding because the rest of it is backings. And I got those panels, 2 panels I'm probably not going to fold those. I'll just store them with my panels. I don't know why this one's not going down easy. All right. All right, just to hold it so it don't go anywhere. All right. So let's see what the last comments are, and we'll get out of here. You had a great time. Yes, I did. We're interested in everything. That's what Bonita is saying. Wilma says, thank you. Hello from Olivet, Missouri. Hi. She's local. That's nice. Wilma, you might want to think about joining the Teaquilts Scrap Quilting Club next year. If you're on Facebook, go join Teaquilts LLC on Facebook. And next time I post when we're open for membership, you might want to join us. Missy says, your husband will know where you are at night. But that was pretty cool. Your husband will know where you are at night, but that was pretty cool. I don't know what that's about. Oh, with this shirt. With this shirt, right. Girl, he sleep hard and snore hard. I'm a very light sleeper. He miss everything. What is Remo said? Loving the t-shirt. Yeah. Yeah. So join the Facebook group, because I don't ever open it up mid-year because you pay the same fee no matter when you join. I can't remember if it's $7 or $8 a meeting. It's a small amount, but you pay for the whole year. So it's like, let's see, 8 times 12 is 96. So 7 times 12 is 84. I can't remember if it's 84 or another 9. See, and it's not a lot of money, but we actually do meet. We have projects for the year. You don't have to do them. You can work on your own projects. I encourage people to use their stash. I try to find free patterns for the most part. If I can't find a free pattern, I try to see who's interested in doing that particular project, and I try to get it at a discount if I can. So yeah, we actually sew. You can get help. You can, it's a lot of people in the room that have a lot of knowledge. And so if you're stuck on something and you need a little help, people are willing to help you. You can cut. You need a big place to trim a quilt. You got tables and stuff like that, or the floor where you don't have open space maybe in your home to do that. You got company and people that are like-minded. A lot of us don't have any family that do exactly what we do. They may do some other craft, or maybe they do party decoration or something like that, but it's a craft, but it's not the same as a quilting thing. So they don't fully understand what we do. So it's nice to come out with like-minded people. Liz says, your shirt. Oh yeah, I got it once I had to think about it. But yeah, so that's gonna be it. Tomorrow is not Zoom, Remo, because we do Zoom on the first Sunday, and tomorrow is the 30th. It's the last Sunday of the month. So yeah. So I'm gonna say goodnight here. People that are still here, we do have chats on Wednesday. Trying to think, what was it I ordered some stuff from Checkers. It should be in on Monday. So hopefully I can show you what I ordered from Checkers. I can't remember all of it. But I'll have that stuff on Monday. And so I can show it to you on Wednesday. And I don't know what else I'm going to talk about on Wednesday. I didn't do a topic because I thought something else was coming up and I wasn't going to talk about. Oh, I'm babysitting. That's what it is. My husband and my daughter are going to a baseball game. So I'm hoping Miss Jersey is in a better disposition this Wednesday than she was last Wednesday or this past Wednesday. So I'm babysitting. I didn't want to cancel the live. So if she cooperates, I'll be here. If I have to get off early, I will. But my husband and daughter, my daughter is taking him out for Father's Day, it just happens to be the game. So, what else? Let me make sure I get everybody's comments. You have a lot of things that quilters and you have a lot of things that quilters and those who sew. You are a great company for me also. That's Helen. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate that. Have a nice Sunday, everyone. Good night. Take care. So good night, everybody. And Wilma talking about good night. Go Cardinals. Yay. But yeah, so we're gonna get off of here. Everybody stay safe, be blessed, quilt out, and I'll see you on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye.